Toucan Play That Game is proudly sponsored by NiceGameShop.com, the place to go for rare and unusual Asian games. Hi there, I'm Michael. Take a seat and join me as we clear fog to create trade routes, exploit the resources of the land, ship goods, and then build buildings in order to decide the winner in Via Nebula by Space Cowboys. So here is the game all set up with Pixel being the brown player and I'm going to be the blue player. For our starting neutral building contracts, we have the store requiring a wood and a stone, gives 2 victory points, and when you build it you can swap one of your resources with one from the general reserve. Then adventurers, who cost a wood and a wheat, give 2 victory points, and you can place one of your meadow tiles on any forbidden space. Abundance, costing 1 stone and a pig, giving 2 victory points, and you get to open a neutral exploitation without receiving its token. Then the store costs a wood, a wheat, a pig, and a brick, gives 4 victory points, and you can swap one of your resources with one from the general reserve, the same as you could with the other store. This one just gives more victory points and costs more resources. I'm going to be first player, and my private contracts here, we have the Quiet Town, costing a wood, a wheat and a pig, giving 4 victory points, and Express Delivery, costing a wood, a stone, a pig, and giving 2 victory points. And this allows you to place a resource from the reserve on one of your building sites. So we've got some commonality here of pigs and wood. So I'm going to want to be near pigs and wood for my buildings. Now, wood is the rarest of the resources at the moment, and I have 2 actions as the first player. So I can't do construct a building yet or move goods because I don't have any building sites. So really what I'm going to want to do is either place a building site or place a craftsman. Now I could also place meadows, but until I have things to connect up, there's not really much point in that either. So I'm going to start with placing a craftsman. I'm going to want to place it on a wood exploitation token because wood is the rarest. You see, the common exploitations, wood was the one that got left out for this game, and then also we have wood trapped up in this corner and wood in this corner, so the only accessible wood at this time is the one down there. So I'm going to take that one, and it's also worth 2 points, and because it's a 2-player game, rather than 4 wood coming out, we get 3 wood out. I'm then going to place a building token on this hex here as it's nearest to that wood, so that I can start collecting that wood as soon as possible. Pixel is going to place a craftsman on this stone, so we get 3 more stone out, and a building site here so that she's nice and central. I then want to start harvesting that wood as soon as possible, so I'm going to place a meadow tile on the fog here for 1 action, and then my second action I'm going to move resources, so I can take them from any exploitation that's connected via empty meadows to a building site. So I can just go and place that bit of wood in my building site there. Pixel's in no rush to start building roads for me to use, so she's going to place a building site there and a craftsman in this exploitation, taking the token for 2 points. And we get 3 bricks there. I'm then going to place a building site here because that's reasonably close to the wood and to sheep that I need. And being close to my own building sites means building the path will benefit them both. Speaking of which, I'm also going to place a meadow. I think I'll place it there. Then over in her private little corner of the board, Pixel's going to start placing some meadows without any fear of me using them because I haven't got any building sites anywhere near. I'll then place meadows too so that I can complete my access to the pigs for this building site and to the wood for this building site. Then back in Pixel's private corner, she's going to use both her actions to transport resources. She's going to transport brick and a stone. And for me, now that I've completed my path of meadows, I'm going to transport me some wood over to this building site and a pig all the way to this building site. I could go to the other one, but yeah, I'm going to go to that one. And Pixel's going to use both of her actions to place meadows going there, and unfortunately for her there, because it connects me to this brick, but it connects her to both the pigs and that wood now. So I'd kind of like to stop her accessing that wood in a way, because I want to have it, but I'm not going to be able to get a building site and get the wood to it quick enough. But at least if she takes that, then my worker will get freed. So yeah, I mean, having my craftsman freed will be useful as well. So I think for my action, I'm going to transport a piggy over this short little distance to there. And I'm not too sure what else to do. So what I'm going to do is place building site there. So that starting to open into this corner here a bit, I think. Pixel's then going to place a meadow there and a craftsman there, taking another exploitation token and putting 3 more wheat onto the board. Oh, and I've just noticed that means if I put a meadow there, I can take the wood, which gives me my craftsman back. So Pixel made an error on the wood, but it has freed up this stone, so she's going to take a stone to that building site and then a pig all the way around to there as well. Then on my go, I'm over in the top corner here. I think I'm going to take this wheat and I'm also going to place out a craftsman because I haven't got any out on the board. Now I want to take one of these wood, but which wood to take? See, this one will get me more points, but my craftsman might be left there. I think I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to go for the more points. So we once again have a source of wood on the board, but no access to it because it's blocked in by the stone here, these here, and this forbidden space. So we need to resolve that issue. So Pixel spies that over here is going to be where the resources are. So she is going to position herself ready with a building site there. She's also then going to complete a building using pig and a stone to complete abundance. So this only costs a pig and a stone, gives her 2 points, and she may open a neutral exploitation without receiving the token. And the one she's going to open is this wood here, which will then be a pain for me because it might mean I'm not going to be able to get rid of my wood because there'll be 2 extra wood just here that she'll just take from there. And of course, for building a building, it goes on there. Now, unlike with the 3 and 4 player game, another building can't go on that space. That's the only one that can. And then our new public contract, we have a workshop costing a stone and a wheat, giving 2 victory points, and allows you to place one of your meadow tiles on any petrified forest. So first thing I'm going to do is down the bottom of the board here, transport a stone to this building site. Then back to the top of the board, I'm going to complete the adventurer's contract. So this requires a wood and a wheat, which I have. So I'll place that with a building. And the adventurers only gives me 2 points, but it allows me to place one of my meadow tiles on a forbidden space. And I'm going to place just here, opening up access to the wood now. Then the new contract is buy air, taking wood, stone, wheat and pigs, gives 4 victory points, and you can pick any meadow tile from the main board and place it on any fog space. Pixel's then going to venture forth to the unused right side of the board here, and she's going to place construction token and then also place a meadow. And I think I'm just going to copy her. I'm going to go with construction token and a meadow. Then, having diverted my attention over to the right side of the board, she's going to place 2 meadows back on the top left here. Then, in the middle of the board here, I'm going to divert from my original plan, which had been, I've got it set up so that I can build this, and then that'll give me the resources I need to build this. So I could do that in a single turn. But I'm actually going to instead move some wheat to there and then build the buy air contract, giving me 4 points and allowing me to move a meadow. So let's clear this off and put a building down there. Then the meadow I'm going to move is this one, and I'm going to place it literally just next door so that the path is complete for the wood access. Then the new contract we have, exportation. So it costs wood, stone, pigs, bricks, gives 4 points, and allows you to remove 1 or 2 of your own resources. So Pixel doesn't like this being separated off, so she's going to place another meadow where it was moved from so it's reconnected to the resources. And she's also going to place a meadow down here so that she's connecting her stone to the majority of the board now. For my turn, we're going back over to the right side of the board here, and I'm going to place a meadow, and I'm going to move a piggy. So Pixel's then going to ship resources. She's going to ship a wheat, just this short little distance, but then she's also going to ship this stone from all the way over here over to here, and that frees up her craftsman. And we've zoomed right out because I'm going to ship wood from all the way over here, following this path of meadows all the way to the other side of the board. And then from all the way down here, I'm going to ship this stone over to the right side of the board here. Pixel's then going to complete the contract for the workshop up the top here. So stone and a wheat gives her 2 points and allows her to place one of her meadows in a petrified forest. And the new contract out is another buy air, which we saw earlier, again worth 4 points. This allows you to move a meadow, and this one costs a wood, a stone, a wheat and a brick. The meadow that Pixel's going to place is right down the bottom of the board here in the petrified forest there, and she's then going to place a construction token using her second action in that construction zone. For my turn, I'm going to place a construction token on the top right of the board here, and then also place a meadow. Pixel then wants to move some resources, and rather than taking the wood from my exploitation, she's going to take it from this common one here. So I get stuck with wood, and she's going to move it over to there. And she's then going to take a stone from her own exploitation to there, which frees up another one of her craftsmen. So I'm then going to place a meadow there and ship some wood all the way from this corner along this path over to this corner. For Pixel's first action, she's going to complete a contract here for the store. So let's take these off. And the store gives her 2 points and also allows her to swap one of her resources. And the resource she wants to swap this brick for a pig. And that frees her up to move another brick onto that building site. Then our new contract out, we have a distillery costing a wood and a pig, giving 2 points, and it allows you to take 1 additional action. So back over on the right, where all the real action is, I'm going to place a meadow, and then I'm going to ship a wheat along this straight line of meadows to my building site here. And we've zoomed out again, which can only mean one thing: we've got some long distance shipping going on. So we're going to take, for Pixel, a wood from up the top all the way down to the bottom. And then she'll also take a brick from kind of halfway. And now is the turn where my plans come to a glorious fruition, because I'm going to complete the distillery contract using a wood and a pig, and that gets me 2 points plus an extra action. So I've still got 2 actions left. One of them I'm going to use to complete my private contract for express delivery, and this allows me to place a resource from the reserve on one of my building sites. So I'm going to place a pig on my building site up here, which with my final action gives me enough resources to complete the Quiet Town private contract worth 4 points, and is my 5th building, meaning it's the end of the game and I get the bonus 2 points from the end of game card. But Pixel gets one last turn. But first we reveal a new contract which could make a difference for her. It's a distillery costing wood, wheat, pigs, 3 points plus 1 action. I don't think that's likely to help her. So down in Pixel's bottom little private corner here of the board, she will build a express delivery for 2 points. And of course, same way my express delivery did, it'll allow her to add a resource. So she is going to add a stone to her building site at the bottom here. Then complete her secret plan, which will give her 3 points. And that's the game over. Time to check scores. And we start by taking any excess resources from the board and placing them onto our player mats. Now, that would be anything on building sites. None of us have uncompleted building sites, but also from our exploitations. So I have one here, will be this wood, and Pixel has one down here of a brick. Then we simply add up the points as shown on our player board, so our -1s here, our points for removing meadows, our tokens as well get added, and then our contracts. So Pixel has 20 points and I have 23 points, so I win. So that is Via Nebula by Space Cowboys. I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, and if you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, as well as subscribing and sharing the channel. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.